What's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you some basic tips and tricks to get you started as a location sound guy. As the location sound person, your job is super important and there's a couple easy things you can do to get the best quality sound on your film shoot. So let's get started. So first thing I'm going to talk about is what you're going to need. In this case, you're going to need a boom pole. As you can see, this thing extends and will allow you to get out of the way of the camera when the film shoot is going on. So these can be pretty cheap, and I got this for, I think like 20 bucks. Next, generally what you would want is a shock mount here. Basically something that's going to dampen any noise that might occur from you holding the boom or having to move. If you don't have one though, just be sure you have really steady hands and maybe a copy of Isotope RX to get rid of any thumping and bumping, and some good EQs to neutralize kind of the low rumble of moving the boom. Next thing you're going to need is a shotgun condenser microphone. You're not going to want to use a regular condenser because that's going to pick up all the other extraneous noise in the scene. These are very focused. Wherever you point the front of this microphone, it's going to pick up the sound, and then the side of this, the whole point or reason it's so long is because this cancels out the sound. Alright, so before you start shooting, you're going to want to neutralize any noise in the scene. This is something that's really easy to do. For instance, if we were about to shoot in here, I would make sure the air conditioner is off, all the windows and doors are closed, and we would unplug that refrigerator. This is going to make your job a lot easier when it comes to mixing the sound. Alright, next thing I'm going to tell you is one of the most important aspects of being a boom operator. You always want to have this parallel to the actors. So right now, if we were shooting and I was talking, I would want the boom up here, pointing down. You never want to have the boom pointing at an actor like this, because not only, especially if it's an outdoor scene, because if this was outdoors, if I have it pointing at me like this, I'm also picking up, the construction site across the street or any other extraneous noise. You always want this pointed above the actors at the ground, so it's neutralizing all the noise coming in from around it. Another important thing you're going to need is some type of wind protection. When you're shooting outside, wind is going to be your biggest enemy. So most pencil condensers come with some kind of windscreen like this, but this generally isn't enough, especially in a high wind scenario. So you can buy these blimps and whatnot online, but they're usually extremely expensive. However, I found one really easy solution is going onto Amazon or any website, textile website, and getting some fake fur, such as this. You can get this for less than $20, and all you have to do is wrap it around your existing microphone and tape it. In fact, I had a big, fluffy, blue piece of fabric that I used to emulate what's normally called a dead cat, and it got the nickname on set, the Smurf penis. So, although it looked pretty ridiculous, it actually worked very well. When it comes to recording the actual sound, you're going to want, if it's just a small shoot, one of these. This is a basic Tascam 2-track recorder. It has an XY microphone and phantom power enabled XLR inputs. Another very handy thing that I do is put a shoelace around these protective bars and wear it like this. If you see most professional sound mixers, they'll have a larger, maybe 8 input interface that sits kind of in a box around their chest with all the lav and other microphones. But if you're just starting out, you're on a budget and you're just shooting, something real low key, this is gonna work. You're just gonna basically have the microphone cable running out of here and then have your mic like this. I've spent many hours doing just this. And then of course you have a headphone output that's gonna go to your ears where you can monitor the scene, your cables coming around, going into your microphone, and then easy controls right here. So definitely make this into a necklace, so you got a little medallion when you're on set. Another good tip is using the XY microphone on these things to get the room tone. That would just be the silent tone when nobody's talking. It's going to be very helpful when you go to edit the movie and you need to fix some dialogue errors or ADR a scene. So get everyone to shut up for a minute on set and use that XY microphone to get a good stereo wide sounding room tone. Another very important trick you need to do when you record location sound is taping the mic cable to the actual boom, because all this flapping around when you're moving will make noise. So generally you can use gaff or duct tape, and I will duct tape this right here and then again kind of towards the bottom. And then also as you're booming, you always have to be conscious of where the rest of your cable is. Usually I like to use a shorter mic cable So this boom doesn't have a, right now this wouldn't be good because you can see I have all this extra stuff. Generally I like the cable to run out of here and directly into our pack that we have sitting on our chest. And so by duct taping it down, hear all that? You're going to minimize that noise when you're recording, and that's going to be a lot. You're going to take a lot of work off the editor if he doesn't have to reduce a bunch of nasty boom noise. So if you do things right on set with the boom, you save work later on in the process. Alright, so very quickly I'm going to talk about lavaliers, and there really is no quick and dirty solution to this. Good lavaliers that sound good and don't have transmission issues are expensive. For instance, for a shoot, I bought this $250 lavalier microphone, and it sucks. This thing's fucking terrible. As you can see, it's a whole kit. If you open this up, you have the wireless transmitter and the receiver, but its range was short, the sound quality was poor, and it got a lot of interference. So I would almost recommend just avoiding lavaliers until you have the money to buy a good one, because I somewhat regret buying a crappy one, because a lot of the dialogue I got, I had to mix very low because it wasn't really usable. It was staticky and it was just overall kind of gross. So basically what I'm getting at is proper boom technique, and those couple of tricks I talked about earlier in the video will be enough to get you through an indie film shoot with a boom. So happy filming, everybody, and I hope you guys like this video. See you guys next time.